Anybody associated with the Biden administration or Joe Biden directly is radioactive to the country and, of course, the party. Joining us to react, the host of Next Up with Mark Halperin, editor-in-chief of Two-Way with Mark Halperin on Twice a Day. I got that wrong once, is Mark Halperin himself. Hey, Mark, am I overstating the state of the Democratic Party?
Brian, I think you did a great job, and if I was going to take points off, it'd be for understating it, because the Democrats don't have some of the advantages they used to have back in the day of when you talked about President Nixon, President Reagan's big win. The media that propped them up is weaker than it's been in our lifetime. They're told on labor unions, the power of labor unions is weaker. And the party's far to the left of even when it was where it was in the 70s and the 80s. So I think there's some things that are not as bad for them. The Electoral College is not as bad as it was back then for them when there were states they couldn't possibly win that now are in play. But I think you did a pretty fair job of laying it out. They're divided. They can't agree on what happened. They can't agree on where they want to go next. There's plenty of time to do those things, but they're not there now.
If, for example, Victor Davis Hanson wrote the book that Jake Tapper and Alex Thompson wrote, I think it's easy to be marginalized. The Oversight Committee would just come out and Democrats would say, oh, he's a conservative columnist, just made that up, and it's not true. But the fact that Jake Tapper and Alex Thompson wrote it, I think it puts them in a box. Are they going to call somebody with no conservative roots political when they don't seem to have anything to gain except book sales? Are they going to diminish it? Are they going to fight what many people think are facts?
Great questions. What I'd love to see is congressional Republicans, as you know, Ryan, are now talking about launching an investigation because there's real congressional oversight to be done here. How could this possibly have happened? What was the role of the first family? What was the role of the White House aides? I think it'd be great politics and great for the country, for Ron Johnson and the other Republicans on Capitol Hill talking about investigating, to invite Democrats to make it a bipartisan investigation. Yep. And then let's see what Democrats do. Democrats should want to investigate that. It's the right thing to do for the country, for it to be bipartisan, but it's probably good politics for them too, because they are just now understanding how much their credibility has been hurt by their participation in the cover-up. I can't say the same things about the media. The media doesn't seem to understand what it's done to their credibility. But the Democrats, I think, are starting to get it. And I think it'd be great if they joined in trying to figure out how this could possibly have happened.
Because people look at the Russia investigation, the Mueller report. They also look at the laptop, and they say this is strike three. I want to go to something a little bit different. The one thing that I think we all acknowledge is the working class has gone more to the right than ever before. No longer do you look at Republicans and say party of the rich. Also, you look at some in Silicon Valley like David Sachs, like Elon Musk, and others who are very comfortable now with helping out or working for the Trump administration. How do you juggle that with the emerging AI that could really hurt blue-collar Americans as they begin to take the jobs, and even some white-collar Americans? Is this a really high wire act for Republicans to manage as intelligence goes further and further forward?
It is. It's a huge challenge. I've been asking folks in both parties and in Silicon Valley, what's the historical analogy for this? And there's not a great one. This is a tool that can save lives. It's a tool that can create vast efficiencies. But Elon Musk goes around saying there's a 20% chance it'll eliminate the human race if the AI technology turns on human beings. So the Biden administration was too hostile to it. They were too concerned about its dangers and threat to jobs. They tried to strangle it. That's a big part of why Silicon Valley turned to the Republicans and to Donald Trump, because they said America must lead the way on AI. It's going to be a challenge. You don't want it to destroy human beings, destroy people's ability to earn a living. But America has to lead here, and it's going to be people like David Sachs with the big enough brain to figure out how to accentuate the upside and limit the downside.
Yep, they got to really think it through. So lastly, you did something really fun and cool and accurate. You put a do's and don'ts list together for when you visit the Oval Office or interact with President Trump. And there are certain do's and don'ts because we see the reality show, which is the Oval Office visits. There were some awkward times in the past. Watch.
We're protecting Canada if you ever had a problem. But I think, it would really be a wonderful marriage because it's two places that get along very well. They like each other a lot.
Well, if I may, as you know from real estate, there are some places that are never for sale.
All dressed up today. Didn't like that outfit. All right, you have a few do's and don'ts. The do's: stop worrying and learn to love the weave. You're in and out of various topics. Dress for success. Stop with the uniforms. Go to Mar-a-Lago. He's very comfortable there. And show him you want to invest in his country, right?
Yeah, I mean, some of those things might seem obvious, but I can't tell you how many CEOs have to be told over and over by their lobbyists, do not go into the Oval Office, for instance, with anything but great-looking shoes. If you're a man, they got to be fresh, new, well-shined. And if you're going to want to spend time with the president, the best place to do it is at Mar-a-Lago, where that patio is wide open, and he's a table hopper and a great host. You're most likely to be at FaceTime there that can be pretty meaningful.
Bring up his don't bring up his family. Sport a spread collar, not good. Go to Bedminster. It's a mistake. Pick Mar-a-Lago. Do's and don'ts as you see it. Mark Halperin, thanks so much. Congratulations on all your success.
Thank you, Brian. Great to be with you. Have a wonderful rest of the weekend.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.